Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your planning video on Friday the 3rd of May. And it's almost worth double checking that calendar because it won't really feel like May. It feels more like winter on the hills this May Day weekend. Northerly winds in charge. And a generally cool theme will continue into next week. Low pressure will eventually become dominant, giving showery conditions, but without any westerly winds coming into Scotland, those western parts of the Highlands seeing little in the way of rain in total. We'll come to the further ahead details in a moment. A quick look through the charts for the bank holiday weekend, and for Saturday, high pressure is centred towards the northwest. We've got that northerly feed then producing showers, mostly brief. They're mostly focused down eastern coasts of England, but northern Scotland will see a feed coming in, and snow and hail will fall to lower slopes, but generally not amounting to a great deal. A scattering down the Pennines, very few in total for the southwestern parts of the Highlands, the Lakes and Wales. Very brief showers, if anything at all. Away from showers, the air is very clear, but with that strong wind, it will feel distinctly cold as -10 to -15, particularly in the morning across more eastern hills. The wind not quite as strong for most places on Sunday, but northern Scotland could just see a strengthening of that north to northwesterly wind, a front edging in from the north here, which could just give some more organised zones of showers, again falling as snow or some hail, bit of rain maybe around lowest coastal slopes. Overall, away from that zone, it's a dry day. Very few showers left behind as pressure builds, and there's plenty of sunshine, although cloud will tend to fill in a little through the course of the day. Some uncertainty for detail on Monday, but what looks likely is that fairly slack pressure is in charge, so not a great deal of wind, but a front is sinking southwards. Now along that it will be a zone of showers, and it looks focused somewhere across the southern uplands into the Pennines, where perhaps a more organised band of showers just gets going through Monday afternoon. Just watch your local details for that one. Away from this zone, you might still find one or two areas of showers, but also plenty of dry and bright weather. Cloud breaking to most higher tops. The air is still very clear, but it's still a chilly feel. Onwards into the middle of the week, and we'll have a look at temperatures. This is the 850 millibar chart, and the chilly air is still in place. We're getting a feed of less cold air coming up from the south. These temperatures would represent the very highest tops in Scotland, that being at about 1,360 metres, according to the white numbered background just there. And onwards for a few days through the middle of the week, and it's a cool one across Scotland. Slightly less cold air has come into England and Wales. It's nothing too special, but at least it's not as cold as the weekend. But across the Scottish mountains, the very highest tops will struggle to get too far above freezing through the course of the week. It might be that those very high summits for a good part of the time stay just below zero. The values shown here may be a touch too low. You factor in some daytime heating and a bit of sunshine, and those temperatures will just tend to lift on the surface of the hills. The trend towards about the 10th of May eventually does just start to push some warmer air in from the southwest by that stage, so we finally begin to push the cooler air out of the way. These are the synoptic charts then into the middle of the week. Uncertainties for detail, but it's low pressure that's approaching from the southwest that will become the dominant feature into midweek. Tuesday's detail is very sketchy. There could just be a few areas of showers around for many places. Looking a dry story, again on the cool side, not quite as chilly as the weekend. The wind variable eventually starting to come round more easterly as that low moves in, and some rain could well get into Wales before the end of the day. Again, detail tricky into midweek, but low pressure parked somewhere across the south of England is likely to feed something of an easterly wind across the British Isles, the northern half of the country at least, and there'll be areas of showers scattered around, maybe something organised across England and Wales. Generally a showery picture. Western Scotland, with shelter from that easterly wind, may see very few showers. And that theme may well continue into the second half of next week. Low pressure is generally in charge, centred somewhere around central and southern Britain. The wind flow across Scotland prevailing as an east or a northeasterly, so keeping the Western Highlands best favoured for driest conditions, for the highest cloud breaks, so a reasonable few days ahead. Wouldn't rule out a few showers, but generally avoiding any weather systems coming in, and nothing coming in to Western Scotland off the Atlantic with this wind flow. Slack low pressure is still more or less around as we head towards the following weekend. Detail is going to be tricky. I'd suggest it's still a story of sunshine and showers. Eventually, as we head onwards beyond about the 10th, 11th of May, indications start to favour pressure building somewhere around West and Southwestern Europe, starting to push things in to us more of a southwesterly flow. Naturally, there's uncertainties further ahead, but the general trend towards the middle of May builds pressure from the Azores. That's the 7-day averages, or the anomalies of pressure, where the orange and red colours show higher than average pressure at that stage. And that high could well build its way further northwards, and it wouldn't be surprising to see something much warmer come back into the mix. That just seems to have been the way of things in recent weeks and months. We've swapped between chilly northerlies and warm southerlies coming in. If the high does station itself a bit more toward the west of us, we might still find ourselves under something of a cooler air mass. That's up for grabs at this stage then, but just the indications of something more settled heading towards mid-month. Before we get there, it looks as though a fairly showery pattern will dominate over the week ahead. Stay up to date then with your local details, updated every day on our website, and we'll have the next video for you on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.